Hey, what's going on, folks? So, the fourth My Hero Academia movie has finally been announced, and there's a lot of room for speculation. Now, publicly, I've really never said this, but I really enjoyed Season 6 of My Hero Academia. The one thing that I wish I had a lot more of, though, was Dark Deku, or what I like to call Vigilante Deku. With that in mind, I got some pretty cool theories. So, let's go inside and grab ourselves a drink. Alright folks, welcome to the bar. So, the newest My Hero Academia movie. Now, before I go off on a tangent and give 3 ideas about a movie that hasn't even come out yet, let's talk about the actual movies that have come out. Because to be quite honest, My Hero Academia right now, with their movies, they're riding the hot hand. And while some fans may have their most favorite movie and their least favorite movie, it's generally known that My Hero Academia, when they put out a movie, it tends to be a pretty good movie. And right now, for the 4th movie, what I've seen so far that has been put out into the airwaves has been that Season 6's explosive events, they're going to set the stage for the 4th movie. And right now, we only have a paragraph of information and speculation. So when it comes to formulating theories about what the 4th movie will entail, we have to take into consideration on whether or not the movie will take place before or after the fall of Dark Deku. Because when you speculate about this film, you have to take it from the standpoint that the Dark Deku arc exists in 4 separate parts. We have the initial leaving of UA, we have the mansion exploding and Deku finally reaching the depths of his Dark Deku phase, Class 1A's retrieval of him, and everything that comes after the acceptance of him within the UA community. And let's head over to the wall, but actually first, if you see that you're getting a theory as my theories are coming out, don't keep them inside of your head. Put them in the comments down below because I really want to sift through the data and see if we can figure out the plot to this movie. Alright, so it's time for these theories. Now, first, do me a solid, please, and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to revive the bar a little bit, and right now, I have this weird statistic that says only 80% of the people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So, help the bar stay open and toss me a sub. Now, as for my theories, there's a reason why I only have 3, and it's because when it comes to speculating, I honestly have no idea which angle this could go, because it could become a fully original story that we're not even expecting. So when formulating this theory, I had to take into consideration the 4 parts of the Dark Deku arc, and the first one that came to mind was during the first initial part of him leaving UA, one of his biggest jobs is taking out all of the jailbreakers. So maybe there's a possibility that we get a Legion of Doom type situation with all of the past bad guys that Deku has dealt with coming together because they know he's gone rogue and they just team up to take him out. With that in mind though, it's kind of less likely that we'll get, villains from his past. It's more likely that we get like a Sinister Six of original characters that are former associates of All For One to team up to try to take Deku out. Honestly, actually someone from his past could possibly show up. What if the villain from the first movie, Wolfram, shows up? Sprinkle a few no-moves in here and there, and canonically you have a story that fits pretty well in the current canon. And what that would do would really kind of hammer it home to all the doubters that think that Dark Deku didn't prove himself during his vigilante phase. Also, a very large part of the Dark Deku arc is him getting to know the vestiges that reside within One For All. And I think an interesting film would actually be investigating and just trying to understand a little bit more of the backstories of the individual people that once wielded One For All, and a movie is a perfect opportunity for that. Like, it would be really interesting for Deku to experience the moment that Shinamori and Banjo have the conversation about One For All needing to become public again. It's an individual who's a recluse whose body is dying, handing off the strongest amount of hope ever to a gang leader. And they really kind of don't talk about this, but Banjo's style has imprinted on tons of different heroes that we've seen today. Look at present Mike, Loud Cloud, and Eraserhead. Their hero outfits pretty much look like they've taken inspiration from Banjo. And look, straight up, movies are canon in the My Hero Academia universe. And since the manga is currently where it's at, I highly doubt that it's gonna deviate and start giving you individual backstories for every single wielder of One For All. And if they did a movie, that would be more than enough time to just bring everybody up to speed on the backstories of the individual characters. As for my 3rd theory, well, if you're familiar with this place, you know exactly what I'm gonna suggest. Deku meeting the Vigilantes for the first time. And look, I've come up with theory after theory after theory regarding the Vigilantes and Deku meeting. But if there was one part of My Hero Academia that I was very vocal about me disliking, it was that during his vigilante time, Deku never once met the actual vigilantes of My Hero Academia. And I know it's actually probably unlikely for this to happen, being that there's the leaks of the Vigilantes anime, but whatever, because the fact of the matter is, the movie is taking place when the height of disillusionment with heroic society is at its peak. It was established in the manga that regular citizens are staging vigilante uprisings. And in the movie, there would have to be canonical questions answered, like how did Koichi manage to get back to Japan, but that's something that they would have to hash out. Personally, my idea for a vigilante team-up would be that Overclock gets put into a Nomu and starts wreaking havoc through Naruhata because for some reason it still has the memories of fighting against Koichi, and Koichi has to come back to defend Naruhata once again. And Dark Deku will be in the area and probably get a few lessons along the way, being that Koichi's quirk is kinda reminiscent of a few quirks inside One for All. And as for the doubters, I absolutely refuse to believe that Horikoshi would supervise the creation of a character just to have them sit out the entire ending of his story, knowing that that character has stakes back home. The hard truth to accept when you create the idea for this particular type of movie is that the vigilantes are not going to appear in the main manga. And that's the thing, the way that Horikoshi kind of negotiated his contract with everything is that now, once My Hero Academia ends, he won't only supervise those stories, he'll become the original writer of them as well. Because after this movie, there are 6 movies left in the contract, and 6 of those movies are probably going to take place post My Hero Academia manga. And the movies from there on will just act as auxiliary pieces of work for Horikoshi to either expand his story or just fill in the gaps in between seasons. Either way, I see movies becoming the future of My Hero Academia. Cause all in all, what I want for My Hero Academia is for it not to just end up being some milked out shonen property. If you're gonna give us 10 movies, make sure they're 10 movies that are meaningful movies. Because what we want as fans is to see our favorite manga become a timeless piece of work. And I'm looking for the remainder of these movies to be an extension of Horikoshi's pen. And I genuinely hope that you do as well. So, if you have any ideas, you know what to do. Also, if a movie title for one of the theories that I made pops into your head, put it in the comments down below too. I was thinking for my third one, Vigilante Uprising, or My Hero Academia Shadows of Justice. Corny, I know, just how I like it. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope every single one of you are doing well, and I'll catch y'all later. Cheers.